started from the Emperor Yongzheng. Qing dynasty emperor didn't publicly promote the crown prince. But in the late of Yongzheng's time, everyone knew Yongzheng's first son, Hongli, would become the next emperor. Why? After this video, you will know. Yongzheng's oldest son, Honghui, was born by Yongzheng's wife, who was the future Empress Xiao Jingxian. According to the ancient Chinese inheritance system, Honghui had priority of inheriting the throne. Unfortunately, Honghui died at 8 years old, 18 years before Yongzheng became the emperor. After lost Honghui, the Empress Xiao Jingxian didn't give birth any kid. In 1743, 13 years after Qianlong became the emperor, Qianlong posthumously promoted Honghui to the Prince Duan of the first rank. Yongzheng's second, third, and fourth son were born by Yongzheng's first-rank concubine, Li Shi, who was the future consort Qi. The second boy died at 2. The third boy died at 10. Only the fourth boy, Hongshi, still lived when Yongzheng became the emperor. Yongzheng and Hongshi had a horrible father and son relationship. Yongzheng never gave Hongshi a noble title and never let Hongshi to play a major role in the court. In 1722, Yongzheng became the emperor, but Yongzheng's little brother Yin Shi still continually challenged Yongzheng's political power in the court. In 1725, Yongzheng removed Yin Shi from all his positions and banished Yin Shi from the royal clan. Hongshi had a close relationship with Yin Shi and was involved in this political storm. In March 1726, Yongzheng abandoned Hongshi and let him was adopted by Yin Shi. This means Yongzheng totally cut their father and son relationship. In 1727, Yongzheng further banished Hongshi from the royal clan and put him in the jail. 1 month later, Hongshi passed away at 24. When Qianlong became the emperor, he allowed Hongshi's wife to stay with the Empress Dowager Chongqing in the Shoukang Palace. In 1743, Qianlong restored Hongshi to the royal clan. Yongzheng's fifth son, actually the fourth son, Hongli, was born by Yongzheng's Gege, who was the future Empress Xiao Shengxian. When Hongli was 10 years old, he first time met his grandpa, the Emperor Kangxi. Kangxi really loved Hongli and personally raised him in Forbidden City. This was a sign that Kangxi hoped Hongli to be the future emperor. First, Kangxi must let Hongli's father to become the emperor. So, Hongli was an important consideration when Kangxi chose Yongzheng as her heir. In 1733, Hongli was promoted to the Prince Bao of the first rank, and deeply involved in managing the court. 2 years later, Yongzheng suddenly passed away. Hongli became the sixth emperor of Qing, known as the Emperor Qianlong. Yongzheng's sixth son, Hongzhou, was born by Yongzheng's Gege, who was the future imperial noble consort Chen Yi. Hongzhou was 3 months younger than Qianlong. In 1733, As one of surviving sons of Yongzheng, he was promoted to the Prince He of the first rank. Hongzhou didn't deeply involved in managed court. Actually, he always did some unusual things to show he had no interest in the throne. For example, when Hongzhou was alive, he often pretended he died and held a grand funeral for himself. This made people thought he was abused people and didn't qualify to be the emperor. In 1770, Hongzhou truly passed away at 58. Yongzheng's seventh, eighth, and ninth son were born by Yongzheng's first-rank concubine Nian Shi, who was the future imperial noble consort Dun Su. The seventh son died at 1 year old. The ninth son immediately died after birth. The eighth son, Fu Hui, was Yongzheng's favorite kid. Fu Hui was born in 1721, 1 year before Yongzheng became the emperor. According to the Qing inner court rules, kids were not allowed to be raised by their biological mother. Yongzheng broke this rule. He allowed the noble consort Nian to personally take care of her son. In 1725, the noble consort Nian passed away. Then Yongzheng personally raised Fu Hui. 3 years later, Fu Hui died at 8 years old. Yongzheng felt desperate. He used the first-rank prince standards to hold a grand funeral for Fu Hui. In 1748, Qianlong posthumously promoted Fu Hui to the Prince Huai of the first rank. Yongzheng's youngest son, Hongyan, was born in 1733 by Yongzheng's noble lady. When Yongzheng passed away, Hongyan was only 3 years old. He was raised by Qianlong. When Hongyan was 6 years old, Yongzheng's little brother Yunli, the Prince Guo of the first rank, passed away without son. Qianlong let Hongyan to be adopted by their uncle, the Prince Guo. So Hongyan inherited the noble title, Prince Guo of the first rank. In 1765, Hongyan passed away at 32. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon.